Hello and welcome to a new session of Queer and D, where a bunch of us queer media enthusiasts, I don't know why I'm doing air quotes, but we get together and we play D&D for a couple of hours just whenever our schedules actually align to let us do that. We do have a big announcement, but I'll tell you that in just a quick moment, but if you make sure that you're following us on all the usual social medias, we do also have BlueSky now, and it's just a sort of regular username that we use everywhere for that. So you can find us there, and you can use our website to find that, QueerAndD.com, as well as all of our other social medias. We'll do a recap as well, just I know that it's been a few weeks since we last had a session for you all, but in terms of the announcement, as you can see from the title, this is session number 49, which means that next session is quite a big milestone of session number 50, where when we first started this I had no idea that we would still be here at session 50 because of how many groups dissipate due to scheduling issues and various different things like that, but I'm definitely happy that we are here and reaching this milestone marker. So in order to make it a little bit special, we've decided as a group that we are going to make it a live show, which will be shown on Twitch completely live as we play it normally. I don't actually edit anything out of it, which if you watch the videos then you can obviously see that there's just a quick little edit to sort of take out the section where we have the break, and then it starts and stops at the natural sort of start and stop there, but completely raw, unedited. So we're going to be doing that for our 50th session. The date, the provisional date that we're using for that at the moment, that is on the 30th of September 2023. That's our provisional date for that at the moment. We're going to be playing at our own regular time, which means that it would be starting around about 6:15 British time. So what, 10:15 LA time, which would make it 1:15 like New York time. I'm terrible with time zones, but that's sort of the rough times for where those are. So if you do want to join us for that, please do. The links will be shared sort of all over our social medias, pretty much with every single social media that we have, and we'll put a little sort of announcement out on our TikTok channel as well. So if you do follow us there, then you can see that also. So that will be the 30th of September as our provisional date for that is 6:15 PM. It will be a Saturday because Saturday is our usual play day. Sometimes we play Sundays, but this one will be on a Saturday. If there is any changes to the dates, that will be put out on our socials, so you can check there to see exactly what the date's going to be, and we'll make sure that any changes are made and put out for everyone to see well in advance. So if you can join us for that, that would be absolutely great, as we do want to celebrate this milestone with as many people as we can, because we love telling this story, we love creating this story, and we just want to share it with as many people as possible. Anyway, just to sort of do a brief recap of where we were last time. So the group met back up to discuss how the heist went, and they were sort of talking about various different things. In all honesty, they just sort of ran through briefly what happened, and during the night they realised the next morning that Mika had disappeared. Not quite sure exactly what happened there, or the group isn't anyway, as Mika had left a note stating that they would be leaving to go back to their home in Caburn. However, all of their belongings, weapons, money, everything else, mess kit, the whole kit and caboodle, including her bag of holding, was left behind in her room. So the group has absolutely no idea what's happened there. But it also signalled the start of the day where Toby was going to be handed over to the old guard. So they all kind of, or some of them anyway, took Toby out shopping for back to school shopping to get him all set up for leaving for spy school. Torrin and Leaf just lay in the hallway, spooning and sleeping, having a little afternoon nap while the shopping was going on, sort of at the almost behest of Pandora, before they headed off up to the meeting at the castle, where they were handing Toby off to the old guard in the side room, from the throne room anyway, where they met River and Secret's old party, in the form of Nira, who's a human female with long brown hair, tan skin. The description I was given was a little bit like Alicia Vikander and Lara Croft. Also got Jet and Jest, the two halflings, male and female. Jet has shaggy brown hair and Jest has short blonde hair. And there's also a male half-orc called Brute. Wasn't too much in that discussion apart from handing Toby over. Feel like that there's more to come potentially. And when they were leaving, River did cast grease on the floor after the party had left and Pandora had sort of left the room, and poor young Toby and I think it might have been Brute, I'd need to go back and check in all honesty, they fell foul of River's grease trap. And that's kind of where we left off, with them heading back in towards the throne room for the meeting of the small council. So we'll pick up pretty much from there just now, and yeah, no other announcements or anything like that, so let's just dive right into this one, because the faster we get through this one, the faster we get to the all-important session number 50. Alright, so you guys have just kind of left that room. You all left first, and River had thrown grease or some other kind of trap down.
Yeah.
But it managed to catch young little Toby as well in it.
Listen.
So yeah. And you just kind of entered into the throne room where the Queen is currently. They've brought in a large table to sit everyone around it, and you see that sort of the rest of the council members are slowly starting to trickle in, and Pandora is still with you as well. So the rest of
all
the
council members still council members, or did the ones who've done really heinous things find some sort of punishment yet?
The only one that you don't see is Emery Allenton, who, if you remember correctly, is the one who turned into an ancient brass dragon and jumped out the window.
So even the ones
everyone else
like,
is there.
Fucking diddling priests are still there. God damn it. Okay.
He was the one who was the weird one.
But it wasn't even him, because we found the real guy's body.
Yeah.
Wouldn't we rather have them diddling priests than others?
Yeah. Stop.
Okay. I'm just
the priest doing the diddling, not being.
Oh, I see. Okay. Well, you said the do.
Stop.
Right. Just stop. Okay.
Don't worry, I totally zoned out, so I have no idea why people are laughing. So.
Okay, good
That
job.
was good choices on your part, Abby.
Yeah.
Excellent choices.
Okay, let's rewind. Start again.
No, I put all that in.
Anyway.
This is why I don't watch our recordings.
Yes, yes. So everyone is starting to, they're all just kind of milling about, talking to each other. The Queen is not in the room currently, but the rest of the council members are, and you guys enter from the side room that you were in. See this large table, larger than the one that is upstairs in the actual council chamber where you've all been before. And and the old group, the old guard we'll call them, because they don't actually have a group name. That was never provided to me.
I didn't know it.
No. So they all, after they pick Toby up off the ground, they follow into the throne room behind you all.
Okay.
Is there anything that you would like to do just now?
Can I do like an insight check to kind of get a vibe check of the room, like of the other council?
Well, I mean, the dude is still
Oh, the
here that
council.
owned the slaver ship I was on, so hey.
Oh yeah, we fucked
Yeah,
him up,
he'll still be there, yep. I'm just bringing
Like,
up
you know,
exactly.
though. Kind
He
of like
himself a little as we walk in the room.
just kind of take a glance around, just see what the mood of the people of the other folks are.
I walk in like I've got a 6-shooter on my hip.
So you always walk like that. You're a fucking dragon.
Kind of.
Yeah, roll an insight check for me.
Insight. Let's look at. Not bad.
Roll for a vibe check.
Roll for a vibe check. I got a dirty 20 on that vibe check.
Nice.
Right.
All the sort of talking that's going on, it's in small groups and clusters. There are still some individuals who are sort of standing by themselves, and everything in the room feels very awkward. Understandably.
Because all of these people's deepest, darkest secrets have been revealed in the last week.
Exactly. Yeah, I think it has probably been like a week near enough. It's still very, very new. For everyone.
Let's get down to what we need to do here and get the hell out.
It's real.
Okay.
I'm gonna take my seat at the table.
Are there little like name cards?
No, there isn't.
I'm just going to stand at the head of the table.
You sure?
But you know the queen's gonna take that seat, right?
Yeah,
There
the
are
queen's
two.
definitely there.
There are two ends to the table, which
That
are
is
power
cool.
seats.
You mean the other end?
Not the queen's seat. But
Well, yeah, I'm not going to sit in her throne seat. I mean, I'm not a dick.
I'm
see
gonna find
Mhm.
a corner and stand in it.
You're
Okay.
what?
I'm gonna find a corner and stand in it.
Oh, okay. It's not what I thought you said. You said I'm going to create water and stand in it. I'm like,
That's a you thing, Torin. That's a you thing.
So she's just gonna pee on herself.
right, pretty much. And then stand
No.
in it.
No.
And that's for another time.
Hmm. That's for another game, another conversation.
Yep. Exactly.
For OnlyFans, I don't know.
What would that be in D&D speak?
Oh, who knows?
Hmm.
only acolytes. Oh. Just ignore me.
Anyway.
Yeah. Anyway, you notice at the other end then of the table, Torin, there is obviously a larger, more ornate seat that you've seen the Queen sit on in the chamber room for the council. And there's another couple of seats sort of beside her. They are still ornate in stature, but they are smaller than hers. Okay, do the rest of you take your seats? And where do you take your seats? Do you sit with Torin? Do you sit elsewhere?
I'm gonna sit with Torin.
We're going to sit in some fancy seats.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna sort of pick a seat kind of in the middle of one of the sides of the table. Like I want to be able to get I want to like break up our party just a little bit so we
Yeah.
can each kind of.
Are you sitting with your back to the wall? Because I'm totally sitting with my back to the wall.
No.
Your back would be to the wall anywhere in the room, to be fair.
Oh.
I mean, I'm not sitting with my back to the door. Or I am sitting with my back to the door. That's fine. I have the alert feet. People can't surprise me anyway.
Nice.
Nice.
All right.
People can't sneak up on me anyway.
I want to be able to see the door.
That's fair.
Also, I'm in a corner that sees the whole room.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
fair.
I will stand by the table, by like a chair that seems random compared to like the rest of our party. But I will not sit yet.
Okay, awesome. You see that the other group stand along one of the other walls just talking to each other, and little Toby's just sort of looking between all of you and them, not sure where he's meant to be going.
I'm just going to point to the seat next to Leaf. Over here. Over here. Over here.
Okay.
I mean, he looks lost, so he could sit down next to somebody. There's no room next to me. Over here.
I mean, he's supposed to be part of that other group, though.
Yeah, we gave him up.
We did.
Well, he looks lost, so he can still stay here. Toby, come sit down. You look lost, hon. Come on.
He goes to start walking over, but Nira just puts her hand on his shoulder and sort of tells him no, and sort of ushers him in with the rest of the group.
And I just kind of narrow my eyes and puff a little smoke.
Man, he's mad at everybody. Lauren's gonna lose their shit.
The doors of the throne room, they don't burst open, but they do open, and the Queen does walk in, accompanied by her daughter, the Princess Louisa, as well as her son, the Prince Gerald.
Gerald. Okay.
Gerald.
Yeah, it's Gerald because I didn't want it to be Geralt, so it's Gerald.
Have we met him before?
You've
I don't
seen
recall.
him, but you've not. I mean, technically, you would have met him because you guys have all like had breakfast in the same room as them. It's just up to you as to how awkward you would have been into interacting with royal children.
I would ignore them.
I mean, they're
How
children,
old are
so
these
That's
kids?
fine.
Let me bring it
Like
up.
older than Toby, or
Oh yeah. The princess is like 19 and he's like
Yeah,
17, I think.
so they're like teens, borderline adults.
No,
Yeah.
okay. Alright. So they're really not into their mother right now.
Would I have known them? Like, would Secret know them?
Yeah.
Or okay.
Maybe not as personally as the Queen, but you would have had a lot more interactions and things like that and know a hell of a lot more about the family.
Okay, I'll just you said they entered the room.
Yes.
I just give them all like a small smile and respectful nod as they enter.
You do not receive one back from the Queen, but you do receive like a sort of sup nod from the Prince.
So
You're approved by a teenager. Yes. That is really
Nice.
fucking hard.
They take their seats at the table, and the three that you've all noticed, the more ornate seats at the quote unquote head of the table, seeing as Torin would technically then be at the foot of the table.
Once the Queen enters with the children, can then I do an insight check to see the table, how different people react?
Yes.
I don't know which dice to roll, so
the dice for vibes.
13 plus 16.
You see that everybody kind of stops respectfully, that everything just comes to a complete silence when she walks in. And especially, I would say, what was her name? Nimala Crucial, who you've all sort of met before because she is the person who gave you the job at the temples. She does instantly come over to her presumed seat at the table, and she sits at the seat directly next to the princess.
Okay.
Everyone else is very sort of respectful as well. Just some of them, I would say, especially Kragnolga, who's the sort of Goliath that you've sort of seen before as well. There, as you've met in various degrees of speaking with them. You've at least had some form of interaction with all of them in your previous council meetings.
Okay.
And we know all their deepest, darkest secrets.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
We know where they hide their bodies.
Yeah.
The rest of them come over to the table, and the Queen takes her seat, and everybody else takes a seat after she has taken her seat. Do you stand up at all, Torin, when the Queen comes in?
Yeah, I do. I stand up.
Okay.
I do too.
I'm already standing.
Noted. Noted. And you see now that the reason for the table being much larger and in this room rather than the usual council room is because there's a lot more people who are now seated at the table. Yourselves included.
Okay. Let's get down to business.
To defeat the Huns?
I was about to say
I
that.
was about to say that too.
To defeat the Huns.
It's really bad saying that coming from Scotland, but you know.
Yeah, that's true.
The council itself doesn't come to an immediate start. Everyone just sort of talks for a little bit. Some drinks are brought in from some servants, like some glasses of wine and things like that, are served around, or some glasses for wine and pitchers of water and wines and things like that are brought in, as well as like a few sort of snacky items, like a couple of almost like charcuterie boards, as well as like some fruit platters and things like that. They're all brought in and sort of sat in the middle of the table. After a few minutes of the Queen speaking with Nimla Trueshield, she does turn to everyone and stand up. I've called the council together today in order to discuss a couple of recent changes in terms of our standing, as well as to gain some further information or reports on further information surrounding persons of interest that we are currently seeking out that you may or may not have had interactions with in the past. And she kind of sits down and points, first of all, points towards the old guard. Nira stands up. The council chamber is pretty much completely silent at this point, and Toby's he's just sat at the table, looking around. He's not quite sure what to do. Like, he's just been sort of thrust into this weird situation at the age that he is, and
Is it like a situation where he's so small, like the table comes up to here?
yeah, like they put a couple of cushions on his seat, just to kind of bulk him up a little bit so that he's at a easier height for him.
He's full on sitting on phone books.
Yeah. You also see that one of the guards just comes in very, very briefly with a couple scraps of paper and like a quill just for him to kind of draw. He's been given essentially a child's colouring book at the restaurant.
It's like the kids menu at a restaurant.
Yeah. He's been given that. And Nimla starts her report. I won't speak it word for word because that would literally be extremely, extremely boring for everybody. But the gist of what she says is that they had been tasked after your group came back from Arkmary. They had been tasked with following her to see what her actions would be after that. And she has all but disappeared. But the leads that they've managed to obtain so far lead them to believe that she is trying to leave the country. They're not sure by which means as of yet, but as there is various different means that she could use and places she could go, but so far they've gathered that she is trying to leave Benothia. And indeed the continent itself. The Queen sort of like opens her arms once near sits down for an open discussion around the table in terms of Lady Riolana herself, whether however fashioned herself that title is now. And in terms of the discussions from the other council members, they do ask just further prodding as to sort of where the group had been to be able to sort of track her down. They noted that the morning that you guys landed back in Cerithia with Pandora, that she suddenly upped and left. Didn't take too many items or anything like that with her, but she did have a bag and she left on the back of a horse. They managed to track her for a little while until that evening when she was in a cave, entered a cave which they couldn't enter without being spotted, and she did not reappear.
Is it the cave that we asked for a description of the cave?
They're giant spiders with heads.
Were there giant dead spiders and eggs in it?
No.
Did they go in? So you never went in, not after, like...
With the tracking that we were doing, we were staying a little bit further behind her in order to avoid being seen or detected by her. Believes that she may have detected us anyway, using magical means. And the cave itself, it was along the coast.
Okay, so it was a coastal cave, not a mountain cave.
Yeah.
Any chance did it look like a dragon can live in that cave?
It was relatively small, the cave itself. It seemed to be just a small inlet that was shaped by the water. And the waves coming to hit it. There wasn't any sort of signs as to where she would have went afterwards. There was no sort of trace of her being there.
So to the best of anyone's knowledge here, teleportation magic could absolutely be within her realm of skills, yeah? Even... What about like interplanar travel or anything like that?
It's certainly a possibility. We did check. There was magical
Residue?
Yeah, that's the word. Magical resonance that we did detect, but we could not detect where she went.
Could you tell the difference if it was like plane shifting magic or teleportation magic, because they are a little different?
It didn't have an essence of any other plane.
Okay, so probably teleportation then. And you said she was trying to leave the continent, so are you including the fractured veil in that, or could that have been her destination, or was she trying to just get the entire fuck out?
From what we saw, and the fact that we couldn't trace it to any known place that we have been, or anything such of, it seems that she was leaving the continent itself. We have been to the Fractured Veil previously, on various other missions, and it did not have any resonance with that.
Okay, so she was getting the entire fuck away.
Did she have any correspondence or look like she had any correspondence with anyone before or during her trip to leave?
She did not leave the house itself from, we presume, your exit until she left on horseback.
How long was that?
12 hours or so, however.
She could have had a lot of correspondence with the time. Okay.
And no one has picked up. No one's picked up any indication that she has returned. I mean, granted, it's a big continent, but
none of our other contacts that we've checked in with, and we've checked in with them extensively in terms of the ones that we are currently aware of as a group, none of them have heard anything or have seen her since, and that includes various different thieves guilds and such.
So what you're saying is you're at a dead end?
As dead an end as we can be at the moment.
So what's our next step?
I think we have one in that direction.
In terms of Rulana herself, there's nothing further we think that we're able to do at the moment, to just keep an eye out and an ear out for any word.
With her gone, did you go through her house?
We did. We went back to the house after she left the cave to check for any correspondence and such. We did find a blackened room which did have strange symbols on the walls and such, and an empty pedestal. Checked her study. There was just general books in there, no correspondence, no personal items.
Did you check the dungeons?
There was no one at all in the house. Servants, staff, no one was there. It seems as though she cleared it out before we got there. And before you asked, there was no bodies.
Nobody, no crane.
And so where does that leave you? What is your next mission?
We are awaiting that, or further instruction after the council meeting from the Queen herself.
Cool.
With that out of the way, the Queen does bring up a second item of business. She turns to the rest of the group. With the escalating violence at the gates themselves, there have been calls from various factions within our country as well as in the Fractured Vale itself, of growing rumblings for possibilities of parleys to be able to de-escalate the violence, to prevent a full-out war, myself included in mirroring those sentiments. I put it to the council that in 2 weeks we hold peace talks in terms of de-escalating the violence at the gate, and she puts it forward to a vote for all the council members. You guys get to vote on this as well.
Oh.
Sheets of paper are handed to everyone, with quills being around the table. This will be a secret ballot. No one needs to put names. If you wish to vote in favour of the peace talks, put aye. And if you are against them, please put nay.
Do we whisper this to you?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, so it's I if you're for. Let me get this right. For.
If you're in favour of peace talks, put yes.
Okay.
If you are against peace talks, put no.
Okay.
I abstain from voting.
Oh,
Okay.
You're right.
Okay.
we'll go one neutral then.
I don't think we know enough about anything to be voting on any of that, so I'm not voting.
Okay, so 2 abstentions.
Oh, has everyone voted?
And with Mika not here, Mika does not get a vote.
Oh well.
And
Should
you
probably
see
be
that-
asleep anyway.
You see the Queen looking around and noting that there is an empty chair.
Oh yeah, she did. No, I'm joking.
No, she did.
She did.
Okay.
She
won't
got eaten
tell-
by it. Yeah.
I won't tell the group who voted what way or anything like that. But the papers themselves are collected by a guard who, with the papers being folded over, just puts them into like an open bowl and takes them over to the Queen herself,
Nice.
who you've noticed. In fact, roll a perception check.
Oh, all of us.
All of you, yeah.
Oh, whoa. Okay.
Nat 20,
Okay.
21.
Nice.
which is perception.
Move. 4.
6.
Perception, you said?
Yes.
19.
Nice.
Not a perceptive fella.
What about you, Leaf?
My screen was just taking its sweet ass time. That is
Usually do.
a 22.
22, okay. So everyone apart from Torin then.
Oh dear.
I'm still emotionally having some struggles.
Right.
Yeah. It's not anything massive, don't worry. But you all noticed that as soon as you wrote down your answers, you looked over towards the head of the table, and none of them were given any papers, and they don't have quills or anything like that in front of them.
Oh.
So, like the Queen and the.
Wait, is it cause we're gonna have to do whatever?
You don't know yet.
I was like,
I haven't discussed anything like that yet.
Okay. I was like,
It's just she and
that's
her
really
children
annoying.
are not voting. But she did say that she is in favour of them. I'm not
We're not
rolling this
doing
on
that.
dice cam. Because, well, in fact, I don't even need to roll because I'm making this story up. It's my story. With you guys helping. I decide what happens, not the dice. Anyway, the votes are sort of counted by the Queen. And you see that there is one pile that is quite small. And 2 that are relatively disparate in size, and that one does have more sheets of paper in it. Toby also did not vote, by the way, guys, because he is a child.
Yeah.
I wanted to make that clear. He is a child.
Oh, shit.
She stands up with the larger stack in her hands. It would seem that the council have decided, and we shall send word to the Vale to start the process of attempting some peace talks.
Good.
There is not necessarily an outburst or anything like that, but you see that the people who you guess would have been the ones given their sort of speech and intonations here, that there are some grumblings of some upset in the fact that the vote may not have gone the way that some people would have wanted.
Democracy's rough, guys.
So after that, the Queen does sort of disband the formality of the council itself, given that the two main items of business have been discussed. However, a guard does come over to each of you individually as you're sort of snacking or doing whatever it is that you want to do, and you are all asked to wait behind after the other council members and such have left.
Cool.
So is there anything that you guys want to do just now? Anyone you want to talk to or anything like that? Or are you willing to sort of move on to the next bit?
Move on to the next bit.
I will. River will go over to Nira and just say, are you guys heading out today or tomorrow?
That depends on the Queen herself. She is meeting with us in the next hour or two to discuss where she would like us to go next in terms of our pursuits. If it's something that she needs us to do instantly, then we will head out straight away. Otherwise, probably best to let Toby settle for a night and get to know us before we head out.
Makes sense.
So I just say, I just look at her and go, if you stay, let me know. I would like to have a conversation with you.
I feel that may be slightly overdue, to put it lightly, and that you may have other things that you wish to get off your chest that were not mentioned earlier.
Sure.
Shall we meet you anywhere, or is there somewhere in particular you would like to meet?
Do you have a room or somewhere private?
If we are staying, then we will.
Yeah.
We do normally stay in the quarters here, but we can arrange for a private meeting room in... Whereabouts? We normally stay in the Thirsty Traveller. It's usually a little bit busier. It's normally a little bit busier, so we can go a little bit more undetected.
I just want to point out the fact that the Thirsty Traveller sounds like a hotel that you go to meet someone to have a one night.
Whoop, whoop. It really does.
I am aware.
Okay.
I didn't say that we were going to be staying there entirely, but you can get a room. Whether that's by the hour or not is entirely up to my discretion.
Alright, cool.
Okay, anything anybody else wants to discuss or anything like that before we jump to a meeting sort of one-on-one with the Queen?
I just kind of mosey up to Torin and I go, so do we still need to kill that guy?
I think we're just going to wait on that a minute.
Okay. You doing alright?
Yeah.
I kind of figured. I got you, man. That's it.
Whoa.
Oh, no.
Alerted.
Yeah.
It's the timing. It's always the timing.
Yeah. All right. So everybody else, after about half an hour or so, they've eaten some snacks, they've drank some free wine, and what else you're supposed to do, really. When you go to a boring work meeting, you eat the free food and then you leave.
Just leave a light or a piece of paper. This could have been an email.
Not even an email. This don't even have to be an email.
This could have been a scroll.
This could be a sending.
This could have been a sending. Could have been 25 words or less, bro.
Yep.
Everybody else leaves and you're still picking away at the remnants of the food. This sort of left on the table. Another pitcher of water and a pitcher of wine are brought in by the guards. And the prince and princess do also leave the room at this point.
What are the prince's names?
Louisa and Gerald.
Okay, Louisa and Gerald. Okay.
Now I just want to sing the Sound of Music.
Their names and the spellings are on the family trees that I did send for you guys, if you did want to check.
Yes, but I would have totally pronounced it Gerald.
17.
Yeah, same.
I would have pronounced it Gerald, yeah. Or
Yeah,
Gerald. Gerald.
I just didn't want it to be Geralt from Geralt of Rivia fame.
Then there's me, I'm like,
Yeah.
So yeah, that's why it is Gerald. Which is rather Scottish anyway, so yeah. Anyway, the Queen moves from her seat where she is, her larger ornate seat, and comes over to sit closer to where you all are once everyone leaves. Now that that's all out of the way, the formalities and such, where is the dwarf?
That's a real good question.
Yeah.
A great question.
She disappeared. I think someone took her.
We're pretty sure she's in the Shadowfell, but there's not a lot we can do about it at the moment.
No, it's
She-
really disturbing.
She supposedly left us a note. We don't trust necessarily that the note was written of her own free will, if written by her at all. Saying that she was going home to deal with some stuff, but she left all of her possessions behind, which doesn't really make sense for a long journey.
No, that doesn't seem that would be the case. When you say her possessions, like everything?
Literally everything.
Everything she ever had.
Okay.
The only thing that wasn't left behind was her familiar. Like, literally everything else. All of her weapons, everything.
Her money, her camping supplies, her everything.
Yeah, she went poof. Gone.
We think she got eaten by the monster in her bag of holding.
I've heard of that. I always thought that it was an urban legend.
Yeah, apparently not.
She,
Mm-hmm.
she probably didn't feel anything because she was asleep.
No, she probably slept through the whole thing.
It's so quick.
Whatever terror took place, she probably slept through the whole thing.
Yeah, exactly. So we're concerned. I laugh, I jest, but I'm like, I'm really like, we are concerned, but it's kind of funny.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure if that's a good thing or not. If she slept through the whole thing, is that a normal thing?
Narcolepsy, anyway. She slept all the time. I used to carry her around on my back.
I do recall that.
Actually, it's this empty space behind me now.
Oh, you have a jetpack, as did me.
Yeah.
I can spin you anytime.
Thank you.
Okay. Is this a thread that you're wanting to pull on sooner than 2 weeks? I understand that you want to get her back as quickly as possible.
I don't know what we can do at the moment. We don't have any. We just have to carry on.
Yeah, we're waiting to hear back from her family. We need to verify that she's actually
Where she said that the note said
in
she would
case
be.
she went home.
Oh
like,
yeah,
when
we were going to ask if we could use a courier or some kind of speedy means
some sort of
to contact the family.
Yes, we can certainly use that and reach out. To
I already
the
do
family.
that.
I think you might have.
Yeah.
We had secret like huddle off and hook
Do
that
the
up
thing.
already.
Yeah. So I already got the hookup for that. But thank you.
I'll also put some people on the case, not the other group, as they're needed for other items of business, shall we say. But we'll certainly get some people to look into it to, one, do some research if you do indeed plan on going to the Shadow Realm.
Yeah, we won't be any good to her if we go unprepared. That's the
Yeah.
conclusion that we came to. Was it?
And without some
Yeah.
definite, idea that that's where she's been. I don't want to go to the Shadow Realm and take everyone there when we don't even need to. I don't know.
Yeah. No,
So the answer, the long and the short of it is that we laugh because it's better than crying, and we would like to wait until we are more informed to do anything. So
Yes.
whatever we have that we need to do now, that's our focus.
yeah, we're trying not to just go off rashly and make reckless decisions because we're worried.
Although we do love it. Right?
That is
I mean, which for us, actually, honestly, let's be honest, is growth.
That's growth. Yeah.
that is very wise, and I would like to say fortuitous, as I do have one ask of you, as well as what I hope might be some good news for you all.
Oh,
Okay, we'll take it.
Here it comes. Okay.
Oh, stop it.
Given the ending of the last council meeting and the destruction therein, it has been decided that we are not going to fill that role of Sir Allington with an individual, but rather we would ask that your group steps into that role when time allows you to, and to offer guidance and assistance, as you have been a vital impact in discovering various insurgencies and helping with detect the moles and such in our groups, and also looking into Lady Rihanna herself in Arkmary. Is that a role that you would all be willing to take on?
Sane as it would be.
Same.
Maybe think on it and come back to you.
Okay. I would ask that you don't think too long though, as my ask of you all would be that you accompany me to the peace talks with security and safety such as it is. We're not willing to take every single member of the council because they just do not have any sort of battlefront experience if it does go that way, and with us going into somewhat dangerous territory, we would like to have some people around who can hold their own, shall we say.
And
Which time do you need to think about it, River?
I just thought maybe we could discuss it not ourselves and then go back. Not long.
Oh, okay. Just a private meet real quick?
private meet.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm sorry if this was mentioned in the meeting. Anyway, what is your goal for beginning the peace talks? Like, when would we be leaving?
We are hoping that the peace talks take place in around 2 weeks' time.
Okay.
And we do have means of teleportation directly there. So we are able to leave the morning of.
Excellent.
That gives us time to finish our other obligations.
We beam over and we beam back.
Speaking of, Nimala did mention that you are all working on the disappearances from the temples, or the attempted break-ins as such.
Yes, it's been very frustrating.
How exactly is your investigations going with that?
Slowly,
because apparently these are the slowest, least energetic thieves of all time.
Mm-hmm.
But we should know more
we have a
by
meeting
tomorrow
today.
morning. Later today. We have a meeting later today, so we should know more after that. Yeah.
Yes,
We should know more later today.
I think perhaps they're just dispersing their thievery as a tactic to become more stealthy and difficult to find. You know, if they were doing repetitive thefts in a short period of time, it would be easier to catch them.
Well, we know what they stole, what they're after.
Right, but it could be. I mean, there were thefts that were happening prior to this, so
Yeah. So we believe they're after the.
Bold.
we know what they're after. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we know what they're after.
And they have a scroll, but we plan to give them a fake scroll.
Are you willing to share what you believe they are after?
Not yet.
Okay. I do ask that you understandably keep me informed, as the note that we received about the house of the lead professor of the Phenothian Academy of the Arts and his home, with the word that came to us of a break-in, or at least an attempted break-in.
We did send you. We sent you a message about that.
Yes, that's the message that I'm talking about, with the fact that it did happen. It is something that the professor himself is none too pleased about. It must be made of note.
He's sad about his mimic.
We literally.
I mean, we gave him all his shit back.
We literally put everything back.
I don't think that the, as he described it, you see her roll her eyes at this, thief deterrent in his study. If you understand my meaning with that. He wasn't entirely pleased at the loss of his deterrent.
Well, you know,
Maybe
don't
he's
put
not better
deadly creatures in your study, and your deadly creatures won't get killed.
Also, they
I
won't
do
get
agree. But
Also,
it
they won't
is a potential delicate matter that we are dealing with at the moment.
I appreciate you dealing with it. Tell him to not be a crybaby wizard.
I mean, if we need to replace the mimic, I'm sure we can replace
We're
the
not
mimic.
replacing the mimic.
I mean,
He can replace his own mimic.
He can create another mimic.
You can also create better traps.
Seriously.
I'm really, if he wants some help, I could help him with that, actually. There's a fee, though.
Yeah.
I shall pass that along to him.
There you
I'm not
go.
sure how willing
This is
he
our
would be, given the fact that
Absolutely.
he is the lead mage at the and
Let him know
once-
I can break into anything, therefore I know how to secure anything.
You can start your own consultant business.
This is our retirement plan.
Mhm.
We break into people's houses and then offer to fix what
Yeah.
what we
broke.
got.
Tell him I'll happily come over one day and just spruce that up a bit.
This is how I make fast coin.
I'll certainly
Also,
pass your sentiments and your opportunity for him along to him.
Thank you. Thanks.
I'm in the background with just kind of like,
Whatever, you gotta love the hustle. That is a great. It's a great.
Yeah, I
business
respect the
plan.
hustle.
Also, don't sit over there like we're the chuckle fucks, buddy.
Yeah, for real.
You are the king chuckle fuck. Don't pretend any different.
The queen
Ew.
just looks to you, questioningly.
No, I
Sorry.
just
it's
My
fine.
phone just.
we all
helped
have our moments, you know. We all have our moments.
We all have our moments of chuckle fuckery.
me- Listen, my phone just talked to me and told me Nikki Haley was calling us.
Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah,
I heard that too.
I was like, ew, no. We get a lot of Republican phone calls, and we are a very liberal household. It's very weird.
Anyway, the queen returns to you all on the subject. If you need any time to discuss, if you want to sort of discuss it now, I can go and speak to the other group and come back to give them their job and assignment.
Can you give us assurances that this is an actual private room?
This room itself is warded against anyone from scrying or looking in.
All right. That sounds reasonable.
We'll see you in a few. Thank you.
Okay, she stands and she leaves the room.
I stood.
The guards themselves also, any guards that were there, do also leave the room, and you see them as the doors are closing behind them. They're just sort of standing at the doors outside of the room. So you're in there alone.
I now come over and pick at the food.
There's not much left. There's just like a couple of like small misshapen grapes and things like that.
Right, I was eating the food by the handfuls.
Here's my thing. I really don't want to be beholden to any queen. I don't mind doing things for them, but I don't want to be a part of a council. We haven't traveled enough. We don't know enough about the city. If they want like, hey, what's going on in the world? Cool. I have no problem giving them an update, but I don't want to be beholden to a queen.
What
no
if
how good or bad that queen may be?
What if
Your turn.
we were to nominate a person, I slowly point to Pandora, who could be our voice, who we know kind of shares our sort of, but who actually, you know, knows about this, you know, is more informed, is more, like, she's not from this city, but she can get here anytime, and she knows more about the politics, more about the nuances than any of us do. I mean, this was just the thought that occurred to me. She's going to be more available, able to. But it alleviates. Granted, you're being voluntold, darling, but you can absolutely tell me to fuck off. I respect it. I respect your no. But that just makes more sense to me than this fucking six-headed monster trying to make a goddamn decision. But anyway, that was my thought.
Also, it's just one.
Wait. Secret thoughts?
Oh, go.
I do not share the views that you have, River, seeing as I'm already beholden to the queen. It's what she's requested of us is one of the highest honors. I respect your viewpoint, but I have to politely disagree with you, and I think that this is an opportunity that we should take up. For me, it's an opportunity to step out of the shadows a little bit for the first time in my life.
Well, that's the thing, is like, I don't think it should be as a group.
I mean,
Leaf, what are your thoughts?
That's my thing.
I'm going to be neutral.
Neutral, fair.
well, how about I change my nomination thought, and why don't we just let Secret do it?
Well, can I say mine?
Yes.
Yeah.
First? I mean, I think it's important we all be heard, and then we can, you know,
Yes, Dad.
the leader. I think it's an honor. I think it's an opportunity to form an alliance. Nothing wrong with that. It seems to me that this queen is fairly just. And I usually have a pretty good sense of how people are. I don't know. I mean, it just honestly, it's like she bamfs us in there and then out. I mean,
Oh no, we're talking about being on
Long
the
term,
being on the council, long term on the council. I
being
think
part of that seat.
I think that it's important that I think that it's a very shrewd move for her to do that. It's very smart for her to do that because there's so much corruption. Did you see? I mean, we know the amount of corruption in the whole council. So I think, you know, we might just be able to help clear the room.
Maybe. I also believe that sometimes it's good to have someone on the council, but also someone outside of the council. Because once you're in it, you don't always see it.
True.
Okay.
But we're out of it quite a bit. We're out and about.
Right now.
We're finding things, discovering things. I
Correct.
think it would be perfect for her to have us on.
She did say when we were available. She didn't say we had
No,
to
but
show
I'm
up for
just saying,
every
I
one
don't
of these
want
goddamn
to.
meetings.
I personally do not want to enter into a contract that I am part of this council. I don't mind helping and being there and being a part of it, but I don't want to be beholden to one person.
But I don't think it's not about like signing a contract with the Queen. It's about accepting a seat on the council that we can then, you can then say no at any point. It's not like you're signing a blood contract or something. Like it's literally.
I don't think you have a given term.
Yeah, it's literally. It's literally, yes, I will take this seat on the council, and then I'm done. I'm out. This is fucked. If it turns fucked.
But also, there's enough of us to where if you just want to be present and not active,
or not even be present, like
that's a choice.
I mean, I definitely see what Secret is saying, but I think that Torn makes some very good points.
Secret, you mean River?
No.
Oh.
No, I think that we should absolutely take this opportunity in one way or another. Yeah. I was like thinking maybe it'd be easier if we let our sort of opinion rest in one person who then has to show up occasionally. But no, I think we'd be really foolish to turn down this level of access. I think that would.
I think so too. And
but yeah, I don't think we don't have to. We raise our hands and promise to uphold the good of the nation, but we don't like sign anything to the Queen. That's the point of having the council. That's why the Queen didn't vote.
Yeah,
like we're not like becoming Knights of the Queen. We are doing that more by being her personal security going to these peace talks than we would be by joining this. And I 100% think we need to go to these peace talks because I want to see what the fuck's going on.
Also, being knighted wouldn't be so bad.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. It would be pretty fucking
Wouldn't it be pretty awesome? Yeah.
As the fighter, cleric, and paladin are like, yes! Knight me, baby!
I think that if this is something you guys wish to do, that's fine, but I would like limited.
I respect your healthy distrust of authority, and I understand you not
Not even that. For River, it is not even the distrust of authority. It's very much belonging to someone, and River doesn't want that.
I respect that. I respect that, and I don't think this has to be unanimous. I think that those of us who feel a calling to do it can accept the offer. I don't think she's going to say all of you or none of you.
Right.
I don't think I don't think that's where she's coming from on this. No, and if she does say that, I am less inclined.
You still have your autonomy, even though that I feel that you belong in this group of us. You may not want to see yourself as belonging in, but this group, maybe that sense of belonging is what you're talking about.
No, there's
not wanting to belong to anything.
No, that's not it at all. So that's different. Belonging is different. I don't want to feel, because here's the thing, I can be with you guys and we can discuss as we are now. And that's why the council, you're correct, is very important, because it's a discussion. I don't want to feel like that any time that because I have because we have aligned ourselves with this particular queen, there's just a lot in the world, and I don't want to feel like this is where my only place is.
Okay. I want to say that
at this point in my life,
I want to say that helping out one nation doesn't mean that you have pledged your life to that nation. That you can go out and assist many nations or not.
That is true, but if I don't have the good will, if I don't have the good If I
I feel like you have a lot to untangle around the situation.
Blue screen.
if my intention is not for, and specifically for this nation, necessarily, how am I supposed to be a good part of the council?
Because you have perspectives, you're bringing that perspective to the table.
That's actually very important.
It's very important that you don't just have a bunch of jingoistic patriotic nonsense going on at the table. There has to be someone who is looking at a more global perspective, or it's not worth it.
Right. I mean, you know, you don't want a bunch of patriots. I mean, you want. But I mean,
there needs to be
a fair balance. If there are like 4 of us that are like, we're in this, we're with you, and there's one of us going, I don't know. I think I mean, it gives us a whole new perspective. I think it's really important to have you there.
There needs to be views from every angle present in these discussions when decisions are being made, because it's easy to be blinded by patriotism or loyalty.
So I just wanted to be clear. I don't mind being a.
But do you feel better being an advisor versus a
advisor?
council member?
But I do not necessarily want to be. I don't want to enter in any kind of, even whether it's a spoken contract or a written contract of this is, I am loyal to you. I don't mind being advisor.
Well, and I don't think that this is about loyalty.
I'm saying I just need to be that clear when we say I'm not going to speak it.
Yeah, no, that's great.
You need to speak your truth, and I will give you the opportunity. I think you need the opportunity to say what you need to the Queen. I think it's good for you. I think it's important.
Well, and for me, the minute somebody starts demanding loyalty oaths is the minute I'm out.
Yep.
So,
although
I choose who I am dedicated to, and you can't force me into it.
Nope.
That's all I'm saying.
If they demand that
if I have to.
But if I choose to be knighted,
I'm dropping to one knee, you know it. I will bend the knee. I'm not saying I won't.
I don't think any of us were.
But it's got to be my choice, not
right.
Yeah.
I know that I get antsy staying in one place too long, and I can't guarantee that I am going to be here all the time. Like.
Okay. Well, yeah, and
that's an island to travel and see the world.
Just please don't disappear in the middle of the night without letting us say goodbye.
I have moved past that. I would definitely let you know.
Thank you. And also, I don't think. I mean, she said the words "when we're available."
Yeah, so that's good. I'm in. So let's do this. Let's go have our chat. Let's do it.
Yeah, and let's just make it clear. And if those all of our things can't be met, then we continue. We.
Leaf, do you are you in on it?
Yeah, I'm in on it. Yeah, of course.
All right, yeah.
All right.
Okay, as long as you're cool too, and we gotta have everybody's like, even just one toe in,
Yep. My toe being
little tip of the tail.
Your little toes in there.
Yeah.
All right, let's do this. Break.
Alright. So now you've broken, you guys are in the throne room, surrounded by the remains of the food, in the throne room by yourselves.
Oh, this could be dangerous.
Oh no.
What are we surrounded by?
We're in the throne room alone. Unsupervised.
I'm going to
per your request, might I add.
I'm going to step out and notify the guards outside the door that when the Queen is ready and available to see us, we are prepared to have our discussion.
Well, Secret steps out. Hi.
Oh, jeez.
You.
I know what I want to do.
What do you want to do, Eve?
What are you doing?
You want to sit in the throne?
Yeah.
Needed. Go, hurry.
Yeah, I parkour over the tables, and I'm gonna. Yeah, I know. I'm totally going all out. I'm parkouring over the table, and I'm going to sit on the throne.
I love it. I support it.
I'm going to, while that's happening, the seat that the douchebag sits in, because I'm assuming everyone sits in the same seats normally.
This is where they
Normally
meet, though.
when they're in the council room itself, but
Yeah.
We're not
I'm
there.
track his chair.
I need to do an athletic check anyway to see if I
Yeah.
actually make it over the parkour.
Yeah.
you do.
So you don't dump the leftover fruit all over the floor.
I mean, if you do, whatever.
That is a 15.
Okay.
Mm.
You managed. It's quite a large table. So it's like that way where someone tries to roll over like the like front of the car bonnet when it's moving and things like that, and they get halfway and have to scoot themselves along.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's that.
that's totally cool. So I'm gonna scoot. I'm like, oh man.
You just hear like a eek, eek of
Yeah,
the table
exactly.
squeaking on the stone
And then-
floor.
I flop down off the table and then scramble onto the throne, and I sit on it, kind of like that, like
Like
so
Frandwheel.
yeah.
Nice.
That was so graceful, Your Grace.
And then I go, thank you, thank you.
You can't leave us alone for 5 minutes. I love
At
it.
this point, I re-enter the room. See Leaf sitting, like parkouring over to the throne and sitting down on it. And I do want to, like Homer Simpson into the bush, just like close the door and like take a step back.
Okay.
That's your whole essence and like of our party. It's just I'm not getting away from here.
Roll a stealth
I'm
check
just-
for me.
Meanwhile, I'm beaming. I'm proud.
24.
Okay, yeah.
yeah.
You successfully Homer Simpson your way out of the throne room.
And I just
see me.
I walk over in front of Leaf on the throne, and I just do a deep bow. My liege.
Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. Whatever do you want?
I just take some of the last couple of grapes and be like, "Do you need grapes?"
Oh yes, I'm parched. I love a grape. Let's Cleopatra this shit.
I'll get one of those
Secret.
big things.
Secret of the two guards are just
Okay.
like standing awkwardly in the hallway together. Secret's just kind of like 5 feet away, just staring and just like tapping their chin, waiting for the queen to come so that I can bust in and be like, "Oh, the queen is back, you guys!"
I genuinely thought that D100 or whatever dice that was like a mini watermelon, and I was like, oh my gosh, a melon, a watermelon.
No, it's one of those weird like novelty D100s where like all 100 of the numbers are on the thing.
Oh, okay. I'm sad it's not a little tiny watermelon.
Yeah. Now you need a tiny watermelon.
Yeah, I'll just pick a tiny watermelon off the table and be like, this is gonna be mine
Okay.
now.
Okay. Pandora also Homer Simpson's out the room.
Same
Honey, where are you going?
same door that I went out.
No, another door.
Other door, okay.
Just into the room that you guys were in previously.
Okay.
Oh
my
man.
That'd be great if I get on Force and like do horsey ride. You do horsey ride like you're on your carriage. It'd be
How
great.
long does your grease last?
Not that long.
I love it. I think it's fun. I used to do that for my nieces and nephews when they were little.
You
I
just
do like
remember the grape lady?
1 minute. One
Okay,
minute.
yeah,
was
no,
1
that's
minute.
fine then.
I was gonna say she slips in the grease and she sounds like the grape crushing lady.
I was gonna put grease in the douche guy's chair, so when he sat down, he just went.
Oh man.
Okay.
I'm just like sitting like eating a grape, and then there's about maybe like 2 or 3 left on it, and I'm kind of just I get bored of it, so I just chuck it behind the throne chair.
the throne chair.
The throne chair. I'll be throwing the grapes behind the throne chair. Whee!
My queen, do you require something else to throw?
What's in my vicinity? Like, what's in the table?
2 seconds. I need to get some names up here.
Oh gosh.
If I can find my thing.
I love the throwing chair. It can get really messy up in here. Ew. Well, I mean, you just have food all over the floor. And...
It's fine, it's not even on this computer,
What?
so you're okay. When you throw the like grapes still on the vine, so in this room, I mean, you probably have a better frame of reference for this, but the sterling heads. So there are carved out of these ones are carved out of stone the faces and visages of the previous kings and queens of the realm. You throw it and it manages to hit just directly square in the eyes, both grapes, into the visage of Queen Eleanore I.
Oh wow, nice to have some eyes, it's fine.
Not that you're able to tell exactly who it is, and then you just hear, you all just go like, kind of quiet, and you hear the grapes just slowing off the face, and then just into the ground.
Your aim is impeccable, my liege.
Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, whatever shall we have next?
Also, we cannot be left unsupervised, you guys.
No, it's fine.
I'm like,
I don't know.
how much does the throne weigh? Because like, I kind of feel like this would look really nice in our house.
I am gonna say we're not stealing the queen's throne.
Well, I mean, it's sitting practically here, just doing F all. We might as well just take it. We don't need it.
Yeah.
I bet you could sneak it out without anyone noticing.
I mean,
It's a giant stone chair. We're not stealing it.
So you're saying that's a challenge, right?
Secret.
No.
It's stone.
While all this conversation is going on, you can hear them kind of.
Uncomfortable.
You can hear them shouting from within the room, sort of debating over stealing the fucking throne.
wait,
And the queen does rejoin you.
oh darn!
We can try to pick it up.
I had just tried to get a fork to try and like chisel some of it away.
Okay, secret.
Behind the throne chiseling.
You hear some noises that sound a bit suspect.
Nah, I think the stone is so strong the fork just like
Breaks.
bends, like breaks, like it like crumples.
You hear like a ting. Okay,
Yeah.
secret. The queen is now with you outside of the throne room.
I very
I turn to her
Mm-hmm.
and I go, I truly am sorry for what we're about to walk into.
Can I hear someone outside the door?
Roll a perception
Or does
check.
Secret have the
With disadvantage.
Yes,
Oh, we do have those cups.
Hold on.
A little metagamey, but good God.
I forgot. Because I was trying to look through my spells. I'm like, do I have anything where I can send, like, one
Yes,
of the
you
same
have,
people in
yeah, you
that
have
room?
something where
Yeah.
you can send
Technology.
Okay, so I'm gonna
I got a 14.
roll back like 10 seconds.
Retcon,
You sure?
retcon.
You
Yeah,
sure
I'm
you want
gonna-
to? Okay.
Well, as she, okay, you know what? No, she approaches me, and I will activate the ear cuff and say, "Your Honor, how do you address it?
Please.
Your Honor, Your Majesty, Your Majesty. I am truly sorry for what we might potentially be walking into, and I had nothing to do with it."
Okay, the door opens after those words, and the queen sees Leaf.
Somebody.
Oh, I'm
Sort
in the
of-
chair, like
Oh, yeah.
with a bottle of something, smelling it.
While also
No, I
trying to
definitely
chip
grabbed
away
you
at
and
the
punched you.
stone with the fork that is now bent in your hand.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's right.
And there are some light scratches in the stonework that she's able to see.
And I just look at the queen.
No.
I just look at the queen and I say, "You did know we were chuckle fucks before you made this offer.
Speak for yourself.
Speak for yourself."
Does Pandora re-enter as she hears that the queen is back?
I see, does she? She does not. Because I rolled on that one.
Wasn't that one?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna like slide off the throne, hiding that. Use my body to hide the mark from the fork, and then the fork goes behind the throne now, and you just hear a clank, and I'm like, "Yo, hey!"
2 seconds.
Hi.
Something is loading for me.
I'm like, fancy seeing you here in this humble abode.
The queen notices the fork being thrown behind.
Yeah, that fork was disloyal. That it had to go. The vibe was off. The fork had to go. It was bad.
There was a mouse. We tried to kill it.
Yeah, it was gonna attack us. It ate all the grapes. I mean, it destroyed all the grapes.
I vote for a deception check.
I think so as well. But one of you can either do it individually, or one of you can roll with advantage.
I have a
Can't you just
+4.
know? Look at us lovingly
Yeah,
carry on.
Yeah, River can do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
I'm
bad.
not even bothering because I wasn't being deceptive. I pointed out we were chucklefucks.
Wait, I don't even know what my deception is.
Yeah. What is yours?
Wait, perception? Wait, no.
Deception.
I can't find that.
Fifth
Under athletics.
The queen is going to roll an insight check against us.
Deception.
Oh yeah, my deception is 0+. I have like no
Okay.
charisma.
Okay, rolling.
Rolling.
15?
Right.
Or yeah, 15. I
feel
rolled
like
a 4 and 11.
This is
15.
16 plus 9 for 25. I'm sure that's all that it
Whoa.
was. And her eyebrows do raise while she's saying it. And she takes a step forwards towards the throne, and she casts mending on it.
Oh, it's fine. It's fine. I did not realize you could do that. My magistery. And I take a really bad bow. I'm like, it's all yours. I kept it nice and warm. It's totally fine.
I mean, do you
We
think
see-
that I sit on this throne all day?
Well, I mean, sure.
I mean, yeah, we kind of sure.
No, this throne is for ceremonial purposes. It's a piece of history. That's the only reason that I mended it.
Oh, so you wouldn't mind if it like disappeared?
I mean, I would mind.
Now they definitely know if you take it, so.
I'm sure that quite a few others, potentially guards outside of this room and elsewhere, would also mind if the throne and the symbolic seat of the realm has been taken.
Anyway, so we've come to a decision.
So we yeah. So anyway,
I was not finished. I was could try and come up with some amazing plan.
Pandora's still in the room, by the way.
She was. I was gonna take it to get like upcycled, and upholstered.
Upcycled, yes.
And upholstered
For
for
more
the
comfort.
house.
For yeah, match the drapes.
Yeah, exactly.
Fair.
But anywho,
Yeah, we
Yes.
both just kind of step away from it, bored.
So we've come to a decision,
Yes.
with a few caveats that I think that Tix and River would best be able to elaborate on.
Okay. And your decision?
do you want to give your caveats, River, or
No, as a group, it's fine.
okay.
And then I'll do my caveats. I think overall, as a group, we have decided yes. I just want you to be noted that I would be more happy in an advisory role, and no offense to you or the realm, as I like to wander and in my life, I will be happy to take on that role, but I am not necessarily feigning any kind of loyalty.
Okay.
Not that I ever plan on being disloyal. It just, and I just look, because I'm rambling, at the group, and I'm like, anybody?
Yeah, I agree with River. I too, I'm kind of like, I can't tie myself down completely. My
Yup. Lee and I are just like stuttering.
Okay.
We are more than happy to work for the good of this realm and the good of this council, but that does not preclude our sole loyalty to this throne. We want what's best for the nation and the people, and we will always speak for that. But that doesn't mean you have blind allegiance from any of us,
Nor a lifetime of it.
nor a lifetime of it. Depending, like we are our own people, and we are honorable, and we are trustworthy, and we are honest, but we aren't here for blind compliance, blind loyalty, or swearing allegiance to anything other than our own senses of justice.
Yeah, what they said.
It's all very making me feel like we're watching Schoolhouse Rock.
Listen, I can tell you how it
Oh
builds.
man, I grew up in the 70s. Schoolhouse Rock is my jam.
I love Schoolhouse Rock.
I'm just a bill, yes, I'm only a bill, and I'm sitting here on Capitol Hill. And then we talk about how it becomes a law.
We were suffering until suffrage.
Okay.
Schoolhouse Rock is the shit. All of you from the UK should really Google Schoolhouse Rock, because
Yep.
I know
It's the best part of our
I know
history.
the School of Rock.
Nope.
yes.
No,
Completely
not-
different, I take it. No Jack Black involved.
Conjunction, what's
your
your
function?
function? Looking up words and phrases.
I think
and
our government
clauses.
should actually watch Schoolhouse, or that as well.
Okay.
The only reason that I know, there are many rules of English that I only know because of Schoolhouse Rock.
Yeah.
Alright, anyway.
Sorry
That
for
is
that
when
tangent.
The Queen takes
Anyway.
a second just to obviously consider what you're all saying. The role itself on the council is more of an advisory role, unless you are one of the maesters themselves. You advise on what you are seeing in the city that you are from, express the needs of the people that you see there. It's not that you have an office for life or such. It is more of an advisory role that this would be, unless any of you did have ambitions to be a maester, as we do currently have an opening. However, you would, I hope, want to be on the council a little bit longer before taking up that call. So yes, it is an advisory role and not for life or anything like that. You are free to do as you wish when you are not sitting on council sessions, and as I mentioned, it is when you are available. We don't expect you all to be at every single session.
Oh god, those things are boring as shit. I
You
mean,
do not need to tell me that.
I don't know how you do it, honestly, Your Majesty. Because also, this is getting just a little too close to my day job. I'm just out there. Oh,
It's been 12 years in the learning process of how to keep a political face on when bored in meetings, shall we say. But I digress. You are free to do as you wish. You don't need to attend every session. Essentially, the role is to help with the betterment of the realm as a whole and represent its people. And it is not beholden to any one person, and is fluctuating in terms of who is on the council at any given time, as anyone is free to leave when they wish.
Beans.
Then we
Alright.
gladly accept.
Then yes.
I shall
Alright.
see to it that a few extra chairs are added then when the
Or
renovations
just
to
maybe
the
one or
room.
two. One or two.
I mean, we're okay to stand too. I mean, with just 1 or 2 chairs.
Or some
I
of
mean,
us might
Leaf
not
would
come
like
to walk.
actually a special chair made for them, if that's at all possible.
Also,
Leaf, did you want that chair made in stone or wood?
I mean, I probably could make us a throne, to be honest.
Not only one
I
throne
can
in the
definitely
room.
help you make a throne.
Chair.
I can help you
Yeah,
out.
We're making you a throne for home.
A throne for
Throne.
home, because I was thinking we could make it out of some nice wood.
And I bet you I could even make it so that they're mechanically, if you need to, the throne has like a little thing that comes up and you can rest your feet on it.
Oh, like a futon.
Recliner throne.
I was just talking about for here, the queen people. The queen was talking about having chairs here for us.
Yes,
Oh,
chairs like
yeah.
I was
else's chairs.
just saying that if we, instead of having multiple chairs, if we could just have 1 or 2 chairs and one very special chair for Leaf, please.
I mean, we could make some benches, I guess.
We
That's
don't
more
have
cost
to,
effective.
we don't have to
Yes.
make anything, Leaf. The queen is providing chairs.
Oh, she's providing. Oh, okay.
It is
Yeah,
more
yeah.
so having some chairs available for if you do wish to attend some council sessions. The
Yes, please.
is more so to make accommodations in the room, seeing as we are currently having to fix the windows and other things within the room itself, given that a dragon
still have a small dragon.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We didn't actually fight it.
dragon
We just ran
guy.
away.
The dragon guy, yeah. That was the whole thing.
So I will make a note to them to add an additional 5 chairs, seeing as there was enough in there for 12 council members and myself previously.
Mo!
All right. Well, I was trying to swing, just very quietly say, Leaf, I was trying to swing you a special chair.
Oh, it's fine. It's okay. I know.
But we'll get you a throne for home.
Yeah, we'll make you a throne for home.
Home throne.
Home throne.
Weren't all of the chairs never mind. I just lost my thought. I had an
Some
idea
were
and it
destroyed,
disappeared.
yeah. Some would have been destroyed, same as the table and things like that.
Okay.
Given that a dragon
It was a
said...
fight with a dragon person.
Perhaps they should be made of stone, like the throne. And then they won't break.
You're just wanting
Usually.
equality for everyone.
I do.
Chair quality.
Do we have a meeting? Are we supposed to meet the bad guys?
I don't know.
Well, so your
I think so.
Your
Yes,
Highness,
but that
we accept the position, and we will either send one or many delegates, as many as we can spare, to the meetings as we are in town or available to travel to town for the meetings. Just to
And-
summarize our long-winded, roundabout, crazy
Non-
off-topic discussion, we accept to be advisors to the council.
If you'll
Very
still
well.
accept us, that is.
The offer hasn't been rescinded. We're
Yeah.
fine.
It hasn't been rescinded yet.
I mean, we'll sit in whatever chairs you've got. Honestly.
I'm like, I'm sorry, but you grew up with Secret. You know that. Don't sit there and pretend like you don't know what we're like. You know us well enough by now.
Secret, I would say you know the Queen well enough that the expression on her face, it is like her queenly expression, but there is hidden undertones of like she really does just want to laugh. Along with
without a doubt.
the situation.
I'm trying to give her an out by like putting a formal closure so that we can get the fuck out of here.
Let's go.
So will that mean that you will be in attendance at the peace talks?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Very well.
I mean, we have established your security sucks.
Which is why I asked.
So,
As
we are
the
we are more than happy. We will be in touch after our meeting with on our other mission, on our other job. We'll be in touch later tonight.
Perfect. As the royal tour itself will be halted for the duration of this, there will be several members of my family who will be in attendance also at the peace talks. As you have seen, the princess is currently residing within the castle. The royal tour itself has been paused for the duration of the peace talks.
How's the baby, by the way? The baby.
No, I know.
You were talking about the princesses, and then
No.
Speaking of kids,
the young child is thriving very well in the care of my sibling and their wife.
did they give them a name?
Not as of yet, but they are waiting to see a little bit more of their personality before
I think that's
prescribing a
fair.
name.
Sometimes people name children too quickly.
Yeah, fair.
They did also do the same with their other two children, so the young child will not be lonely and they're growing up.
I love it.
Secret, you would know the names of the other two children, by the way. I'm just bringing it up here.
I just assumed that I would know the name.
Yeah. I figured you would know them.
What with the other party? Where are they headed next?
Or can you tell us that?
They are going to be going into the Fractured Veil itself, chasing up on a few leads there to see there's been a few contacts that have been known of Lady Rulana, although I very much hesitate to call her Lady now at this stage. They are following up with a couple of leads there regarding her previous known contacts, trying to gather.
You can just call her that bitch.
That would be inappropriate for the queen to say that.
Not here.
Yeah, but
I'm just saying, you can just call her that bitch. You don't gotta call her lady anything.
Or TB.
She's an infectious disease and a bitch. Yep.
Either way, they are following up on some of her previous contacts, and are checking to see if they have any knowledge of her whereabouts, her previous movements, to see if she had any other connections that we can follow up on, to maybe gather some information about exactly where she has went, and to potentially see what her next plans may be.
excellent.
Excellent.
Cool.
Do you have a question?
I think that's all. Thank you.
Yeah, we have to get going to our other
meeting.
meeting
Very
to hopefully
well.
be able to provide an adequate update to you on the situation once we get a better lay of the land.
Very
Okay,
well.
goodbye.
Also, I think I have to go fetch my girlfriend out of whatever room she wandered into when we embarrassed her.
Goodbye.
All right.
Okay.
Enjoy the rest of your day.
You
Thank you.
all as well. She nods just briefly at Secret and leaves the throne room. Followed by some guards, and the doors remain open this time.
As she like nods to me, I like give her a look that she would understand as like, you can go let out the laughter now.
Roll a perception check, Secret.
18.
Okay. Takes a couple of seconds, but you do hear her laugh a little bit further down the corridor. Alright. We are going to take a wee break there then before we jump into your next meeting and what you all wanted to do there.
God, this feels like a work day, man. Meeting after meeting after meeting
Yeah.
after meeting.
Cool.
Did you guys go without us?
No.
No, we all went.
You came
I
to
got
say
up
goodbye to Toby as well, so yeah, you're all there.
Get up off the
The,
floor.
the only one who isn't there is Mika, because Mika is
Has disappeared.
not anywhere.
Kidnapped.
Oh, she's in the. I want to say dark realm, but I don't think that's right.
The Shadowfell?
No,
Good
I'm just
enough, yeah.
it's a dark realm. There we go. It's dark.
Well,
It's the upside down.
sounds like a dark realm.
It is very dark.
It's the upside down.
I'm just having too many weird images for Dark Realm right now, and it's not good.
They've just not been able to pay their electric bills, so that's why it's the dark realm.
It's been the cost of living crisis.
Yeah. In the dark.
They don't have an electric. They haven't paid their electric bill, and they're all very emo and goth. So
No,
Yep,
exactly.
there's too much MCR
they're
playing
too
there.
sad to pay their electric bill.
Alrighty. Let's go
Okay.
see what these suckers have in
Yeah.
store, shall we?
Yeah, because I didn't actually plan anything beyond the council session, because I thought we can just wing it.
Oh, cool.
Because I knew what you guys wanted to do, but I didn't know how much of it we'd get through today, so I didn't want to put too much in.
That's cool.
All right.
Alright,
So, are we going to meet these douche canoes?
yeah, so
Yep.
Tix retrieves Pandora from her seclusion.
Because I'm not a dick who's going to forget she was there.
Yeah.
On the way, I will leave. Yeah, I will leave a note for Nira that just says, if you're staying, I will meet you at the Thirsty Traveler at sundown.
The thirsty
Are we supposed to
traveler.
meet these guys at sundown?
Huh? No, we weren't supposed to meet these guys at sundown. It was another day thing. We're supposed to just go and meet and turn over what we have.
Oh, okay, right. Let's do that. Let's get this
Yeah,
out.
we're
of the way.
gonna stab
them, and they're like, they're not here.
Damn
No, we are fucking stabbing these guys.
No, we're not. That's not the long-term plan.
Stabby,
You're right. It might be quicker.
I think it's a... River made a very good point. If we take these guys out, go to the higher-ups and go, your guys obviously suck because we took them out, we will get way more access more quickly.
We're better at this.
We're better at this than they are.
Why'd we end up taking them out? They'll be like, why'd you kill up our dudes?
Because they suck.
Because they sucked.
They're dicking around.
Remember, this is criminal underground thought
Yeah.
process.
Yeah.
That
As
and my
part of the
sword is
criminal underground.
All right,
I-
fair. Go.
Alright then. You guys head off towards Trio's Trifles. Enjoying the, I guess it would be afternoon now. Enjoying the afternoon air. It was a grayer day. It's still really quite hot and quite humid. Feels though your armor that you're wearing, if you guys are wearing any armor, is sticking to you as you're moving, and you can almost hear it like. You can
You're
almost
spreading
hear it.
your
Yeah.
pain, aren't you, DM?
I am.
You're spreading your pain here.
Hey, if
Just
I have
press
to
stop
wear
and
shirt
go.
and everything into the office on Monday, you guys are gonna feel the pain of me having to wear shorts into the office right now, and it being too hot.
Sweating my balls off.
Pretty much, yeah. So, it's a decent length of a walk to get there from the castle. You guys are sort of let out of there easily enough. The doors to the rooms are kind of left, to the throne room anyways, left open with guards stationed there, sort of protecting the symbolic centre of the realm, as it were, with just some grape juice and innards sitting on one of the heads of the previous monarchs. As you leave, and you head on over there in the hot and balmy day.
Okay, so River and I have to go in because that's who they deal with.
Mhm.
Do we want these guys as just chilling outside inconspicuously?
No, right.
Just River.
Yes.
Yeah, what great
Okay.
answer.
Let's go.
I can't even say anything because Pandora wasn't there, okay. That's fine.
So we
Continue.
Are we up to the building yet? Where we're going in,
Yeah.
or what?
Yeah.
Because I'm just so hot that I'm just going to create water and dump it over all of us, if you guys don't mind.
Oh, I'd love that. Thank you.
Yeah,
no, thank
problem.
you. No, thank you. No, thank you.
That's
thank
funny
you.
that
Alright,
Torin,
and
the fire-breathing
and
dragonborn, is
1, 2,
hot.
3, create water and dumping. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Torin, the fire-breathing
Ew.
dragon, is feeling too hot.
Right?
Yeah.
It happens. Happens to the best of us. It's all the sticky armor and my armor underpits.
Are you not cold-blooded though?
No, I mean, because of the kind of dragon I am, I'm really not.
Okay, makes sense.
Yeah. I went too fast.
You're just too hot.
Alright, so you're now sort of outside. The road itself that Trio's Trifles is on is relatively quiet. There's another couple of storefronts, just of like some smaller sort of shops that aren't of too much of note, that are there, just a couple of bakeries and things like that as well, that you can smell the fresh bread that's being baked for the afternoon is being set out. And Tix and River, you guys go in alone. I'm assuming, Tix, that you are now in your blue tiefling form. Has Pandora
Yes.
seen this form before?
You betcha.
Okay.
When you're naked. I presume when you're naked.
Pandora's seen a lot of them. Anyway.
Too much information.
Alright. Let me bring up what Trio's Trifles looks like again for you guys, at least the sort of back area of it, so you guys can have a little refresher.
All I can think of is actual trifles.
Mm-hmm.
Like the dessert.
Because I have honey cake.
Woo!
Honey cake.
Alright, so you guys are inside of the storefront itself, and you see that two of the halflings, one of the females and the male, are currently sat sort of at the main desk area, the main countertop where you imagine that the transactions take place. They notice your entry as well. seeing as they saw you just the previous day.
We just walk in. So are you ready to do this now?
We have been in contact, yes, and we do have both of them here.
Wow.
Gee, so glad they could finally show up.
They did have to keep a little bit of a low profile just for safety's sake.
Sneak! Jesus Christ, are they new?
Even with that, they and you still broke into the head of the Finothian Academy of the Arts. So,
Andrew is a bit of a stretch. I mean, they were there.
either way, one of them lifts up like the little hatch area for you to go through, like the weird hatch that all older shops seem to have that is on hinges to let people through, so that the back area is completely closed off. And they take you through back into the back room. You see that the other halfling, the other female, is sat on the chair. Let me bring up here. We'll put her here. And we have the two of you. We also have, I know this is a goblin token, but I'm just going to use this because I don't have a genasi and a human. And let's just use these two for the other two halflings. Just so that we've got an idea of where sort of everybody is in the room. It's not 5 foot per square, it's like maybe like a foot.
Is there a reason this room looks like a dong?
Yes, because I made it that way.
Oh.
I was trying to think.
Deep lore.
That is a penis.
I was trying to think of a configuration for the room that would be a little bit more interesting than a square box.
That's true.
It is a pin on the screen.
So basically, this is the meeting between River and Tix.
River Tix and the people that they broke into the house with, as well as sort of the halflings who operate the storefront for where the meetings have been taking place.
So okay, so
you guys are like waiting outside.
Yeah,
okay.
You guys are way outside.
We're just observing. Okay,
yeah.
Cool. Okay.
Until we scream for help over the earrings, and then please come rushing in.
Next time a battle.
Depends on the decisions you guys make here.
True.
Well, I think I know what River's decisions are going to be, and I'm following them. So
Have fun.
You guys aren't that fun.
I'm assuming you guys stopped off at the house to get the fake decoy scroll that you made.
Yeah, we did all
I figured
that.
it would go without saying, and us having to actually sort of play that out.
I thought they carried it with them, but
So there's only 2 people in there with us?
No, there's 5 total.
5. Oh, I see. Okay. 1.
There's the 2 behind us, the 2 in front of the desk, and the 1 sitting at the desk.
Okay. Have we met the one sitting at the desk before?
Yeah, you've met them all before.
Yeah.
Okay.
We've met, because those are the 3. The 2 behind us are the 2 of the halflings. The 1 behind the desk is the other halfling. And then the 2 in front of us are the genasi and the human.
2 halflings make a hole.
And it was
2 halflings make a holing, yes.
So, I guess first we hand him the fake scroll to see if it, like, passes.
As we were walking in, I also just sort of, is it possible to just kind of like tap and like open the channel on my cuff so that you guys can just hear what's going on?
We overhear it, yeah.
Yeah, so you know what's going on and you'll hear if trouble seems imminent.
And if I remember correctly, Pandora still has an earring as well from when you guys were doing the stakeout. Like a week ago, which is more like 6
No,
months
we just
ago
let
for
her
our time.
keep it. It makes sense for her to have one too.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes it's just easier back in the days when we would just go in and just kill something.
That's the plan.
I'm outside talking to Leaf right now.
Oh, okay. We can hear it.
You know, it's just a little harder these days with lots of planning and sorting. I mean, it's different, don't you think? But there was something about the just get out there and kill that was kind of, I don't know, rewarding.
A bit thrilling and rewarding, exactly.
I don't know.
I know, now we're just boring.
All right, something's going on down there. I guess we should pay attention.
Yeah, we probably should. Yeah.
As I take out the fake scroll,
Yeah.
I am going to walk up to kind of, like behind the guy, but not like it's like when you go up and you like reach around and you're like, oh, here's this kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I'm going to get behind one of the guys as I hand the scroll.
Okay. Which one, the Genasi or the human?
I will go for the human.
Okay. The one with the weird name, yeah.
Right? Is that the one that's directly in front of me anyway?
Sure, let's make it that way.
I just can't. I can't see.
Yes.
There we go.
Pretty small.
My phone isn't adjusting like it usually does, and so I can't. I'm like, shit.
Yeah.
Okay, so I move up behind that one and I hand over the fake scroll and I kind of wait to see if they're gonna. I don't remember if I rolled for. I think I rolled, but I don't remember what I rolled for. How good
You rolled decent.
Yeah, you rolled
and then
decent. And then
I
hit it with
smeared
a
some
guiding bolt or
divine
something. Yeah.
Yeah. So I hand it over. Your scroll.
He takes it and has a look at it and sees that there is nothing on it. There was nothing on your scroll.
What do you mean?
So the scroll you guys got.
Did we not forge?
Yeah, so you like forged like a scroll, but like there was nothing that was like of great importance on it. Like there was like some sort of general sort of information, but you guys never sort of discerned anything beyond that. It just sort of spoke about the bolt and about Aor, but so beyond that, the rest and the information is blank, because you didn't discern any further information. He hands it over to the halfling behind the desk, and let me see. I'm just checking something here. They pull out like a secondary scroll that they have, and cast a spell on it before looking. You're standing there for a good like couple minutes while this is all taking place, and it's just like a very awkward silence while everybody just like stares everyone down. The other two halflings are just sort of standing at the door that's the entrance to this room, while this spell is taking place, and she hands it back to the human with a small nod. Very well, I believe payment is in order now.
Okay.
You're not there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm listening, and I'm saying.
You're relaying everything.
I believe you said that you had 5 members, which has also been corroborated by the others in the group who were at each stakeout, which there was 1. So that's 50 gold per person for that. They hand over 250 gold. And there was also due to be another 2,000 gold upon completion of your task. And you see that the halfling behind the desk pulls out a chest and starts counting out, and eventually hands over 200 platinum.
And I kind of nod my head around and I go, question. You're hiring new people, correct? Because from what I understand, there are people who are better for this position.
Not so much hiring new people as much as contracting out for certain jobs.
But I feel like there might be an opening coming very soon. And I kind of like try to get the gist because I'm literally looking at the human in front of me. And I go, would you want someone more efficient?
We have several efficient members within our group. This role was tasked to us as it's not the highest on the priority list of roles or jobs that was available.
Oh, so you definitely applied the B team.
This is like the human male that's speaking there at that point. The halfling looks towards you both. I wouldn't necessarily say the B team, more the alternate team.
That's a ringing endorsement.
And with that, I sneak attack and stab the guy right in front of me.
Okay, roll for an attack.
Do I get advantage? Yes, I do. It's been a minute, so hold on. Let me figure out what I'm doing. It's plus 9, so 20. 11 plus 9 is
20.
20. 20. Brain does not work.
That definitely hits.
Okay. And I need the scissors. And then sneak attack. What am I at now? Still 2.
I have no idea.
No, I'm looking. 2d6. Nice. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 points of damage on the first.
15? Okay.
And then I leave.
Alright. What do you do after that, sorry?
And then I would... Can I still use my bonus action to use my other hand?
Sure.
So we'll use that. Let's see.
Itchy swords.
Oh. So 19 to hit.
That one again hits.
So we... 4 more points of damage.
Okay. Cool. He's still up. But what we'll do, before we roll initiative or anything, we'll roll that next time.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of see where everybody's gonna land. And we'll run that when we start our 50th session.
Dun dun dun.
Yeah.
Woohoo!